Good Thursday morning. I'm meteorologist Byron Douglas. We have an alert day on the board. Get on just a few seconds late. We're spinning a few plates here, so I'll say good morning to a few folks, and we'll break down the alert day here in a moment, but generally includes the entire viewing area. And when I put in tonight, we're fine. More than likely here during our daylight hours. I'll just take this full so you can absorb that. Severe storms are possible along with damaging winds, along with that tornado threat. Generally tonight, and then as we go through Friday morning during that time frame, and then we could see some additional showers and storms as we go into Friday night. So I'm going to show you a couple of items. I'm going to spend a little extra time with you here this morning. We're also going to check in with the Storm Prediction Center. Storms in Oklahoma City, where they have some tornado warnings, are overperforming. So we have so much that we look at as far as the computer models. We've been bumped up Oklahoma City up into Tulsa, out into Joplin, St. Joe, Missouri. They've been bumped up. We've had more counties added this morning. There's still a case to be made. A few days ago when we had the alert day, we only had Gallatin in the risk, but now includes generally Evansville, areas along US 41 and points to the west. But I think in the update that comes about lunchtime, we could have more counties that will be included. Generally, anybody could see a severe storm late this afternoon, tonight, and then through very early Friday. And I think the best setup would be after about 9 p.m. So we're at risk for a damaging wind threat overall, includes Evansville. So the greatest risk, and I think the reason the Storm Prediction Center, the exit region for the low-level jet is just out to our west. The tornado threat, I mentioned on 14 News Sunrise, we could get a radar-indicated tornado warning anywhere tonight across the viewing area, in my view. A little better dynamics kind of west of Highway 41. Now Friday, this generally would be Friday night into the pre-dawn hours on Saturday. We have a level 1 threat across the area for Friday. Doesn't cover the pre-dawn hours, and here's just a wider view. And the tornado threat generally would be along south of Madisonville into Nashville and points to our south. Here's the tornado, and I should tighten this up, generally just to the south of the viewing area, but we'll have to monitor Hopkins, Muhlenberg, and Ohio counties as we go through Friday. So that's the latest from the Storm Prediction Center, and then Saturday, everything is generally outside of our viewing area. It's going to be colder. We'll be dealing with some rain as we go into Saturday. So we have all the computer models and the Storm Prediction Center, but now here the ground truth is what's going on here on Doppler radar. Few spotty showers. During the daylight hours, it's just rain. We already have a little bit of lightning. You get out there or just west of St. Louis. They're not associated with severe storms. And we have that nasty line there where storms are overperforming. They've had radar-indicated tornado warnings in the last hour in Oklahoma City. That low is up over the Oklahoma Panhandle right now. I think I draw some arrows on that, but you have a nasty squall line there east of Oklahoma City. And we look at this to match up with the guidance there. Now, the highest wind profiles are out in Oklahoma City. And I did bring a few notes with me, but they have some severe thunderstorm warnings that get out towards Prague and Bristol areas there. There's Prague, Oklahoma, east of Oklahoma City. So I'll just widen it out here for a second. I'll show you the wide view. So we're going to see how these storms behave as they go into the afternoon. And that low is going to go from the Panhandle all the way up to about Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and then it's going to swing that line through our area, hopefully in a weakening fashion during that time frame. And we talked again on 14 News Sunrise, before storms even fire, if they do, we're just below the criteria for a wind advisory. The criteria is winds about 40, but this is absent any thunderstorms. And I'm highlighting here during the daylight hours. I'll take this full and see if folks have had any questions, but we'll generally be storm-free during the daylight hours. Laura, thanks for watching there in Dawson Springs. Janet, Nathan, good morning to you. Appreciate you tuning in here bright and early. We do appreciate it. All right, let's go back to the forecast for today. So I'm taking these maps, and then, of course, Mitch and Casey will have a look there at the news. I included the 70% chance of thunderstorms, but during the day, it's just a few spotty showers. I don't think we'll have any lightning during the daylight hours. Red indicates the alert day. We're going to start that tonight. Some scattered storms developing. And then tomorrow, I think the best setup for a few severe thunderstorms between midnight and about 4 or 5 in the morning. Subsequent rounds possible on Friday night, but that area has shifted more across western Kentucky. Here's the latest timeline. I'm going to show you two solutions overall. Here is the HRRR model where it's not showing a whole lot as we go through today. So this is the best possible setup. It just updated. This takes us through 9, 10 o'clock tonight. A few showers and storms. Then as we go about midnight, some showers and storms. However, this just updated, so it's showing a line in here at 1, 2 o'clock this morning. So based on what I'm seeing here, I think we'll have some, as far as our risk for severe storms, will be upgraded. And it's going to be windy. That takes us through 3, 4 in the morning. And within that, you could get some radar indicated tornado warnings. So this just updated. And I'm going to show you some of the winds aloft. The winds aloft at 3,000 feet at 64, 6,000 feet at 72. They're a little bit higher out there in Oklahoma, but at 34,000 feet, now storms won't get that tall. This is low top season, winds at 125. So off the surface, we have some wind shear available. It's the instability that's lacking, but however, we're showing a line in here, and that's why we've had the alert day before we're really risk for any severe storms. All right, here's another solution. This takes us up until midnight. This is showing some lines as you go into the 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, a line there. So this is the solution here where I flipped them. The HRRR model is not showing a whole lot, where we'd have showers, maybe a few storms, and then this is showing where we wouldn't see much at all. But we already showed you this, things are overperforming out in Oklahoma City, and so we'll see how those storms behave. So I want to show you both solutions. We have a little more time compared to what we do on TV. If I have time, I might re-cue that line. As we go into Sunday, it's just going to be flat out cold, and we'll take the 7-day here full in a moment. So as we go through tonight, some showers and storms, 66 on Friday, 47 on Saturday, and we'll take that full. Then no additional alert days. As we go to next Wednesday, we could see a few flurries during that time frame. So I'll let you absorb the 7-day, and I'll come back, and I'm just going to highlight the alert day. I'll just take a second for the maps to re-queue. And we showed you on Doppler radar, I had some pretty good storms that were already going well out to our west. So this should bring it back up to the alert day concerning tonight. There we go. So that's for tonight, a damaging wind and then a spin-up tornado threat. And within that, we've talked about we'd have that risk for severe storms. And I think it's pretty much area-wide on just the latest guidance that is just updated. But that's the latest. Arden's going to have more coming up at 11 and noon. Also, on our 14 First Alert weather app, when you're done with our live stream, I have a timeline on our app that's going to play up and through this evening. So that's the latest there. Mitch and Casey are on deck. Thank you, Mitch and Casey, that got this set up because we've been spinning plates this morning. We'll talk to you soon.
Stay informed on your local news and weather throughout the day by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows. At 8:30 a.m., get your First Alert forecast to plan the day ahead and catch up on the news that happened overnight with the 14 News Sunrise team. In the afternoon, get the latest headlines, forecasts, and a preview of the stories we're working on with the 14 First Alert streaming show at 2:30. And get an in-depth look at the 14 First Alert forecast so you're ready for the next big thing with the 14 First Alert weather show at 9 p.m. Watch the 14 First Alert streaming show that fits your schedule and works best for you. Streaming on your phone by downloading the 14 News app and the 14 First Alert weather app. On your smart TV by using the 14 News streaming app. And stream anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or on 14news.com. Stay connected and stay informed by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows on your favorite streaming devices.
Well, good morning, and thanks for staying with us here for the news portion of your 8:30 Stream Show. I'm Mitch Carter.
That's right. I'm Casey Mason. Again, meteorologist Byron Douglas walking you through our alert day here. Now we're going to recap some top headlines.
Absolutely. Starting off here, new information now on a death investigation in Evansville. The man found dead along the wood line on East Morgan Avenue has now been identified. An autopsy was performed yesterday on 59-year-old James Sublett, and the Vanderburgh County coroner says foul play at this point is not suspected.
Meanwhile, developing overnight out of Warwick County here, we are working to learn more about a trailer fire that took place there. Dispatchers say that it was called in just before 2:30. Now, this was at the Yellow Banks Lake area. We do know that several departments were called in to help with this. Thankfully, though, dispatchers did tell us this morning that everyone made it out of that trailer okay and that no injuries were reported. Of course, we'll let you know as more information gets released on this.
And finally here, a reminder for everybody across the tri-state. You just heard from Byron Douglas there in the weather portion of the stream show. We are on alert tonight and then into tomorrow for the risk of strong to severe storms hitting our area. To stay up to date, you can take out your phone and scan the QR code there on your screen. If you're watching on your phone right now, you can download the free 14 First Alert Weather app by searching it up on your App Store, Google Play, anywhere you get your apps at. You can find that app there. They do a great job. That's Byron, Jeff, Arden, and Michael updating that. You'll get push alerts on that, letting you know when things are moving in your area. Really, really great tool to have, especially with severe weather.
That's right. Of course, 8:44 here this morning. Again, we kind of flip-flopped order things today because, again, we are on alert today. So we went ahead and let Byron kind of recap what you can expect. That timeline can always shift. So just a reminder, we do have another stream show, just like your morning one here, a little later today at 2:30, and then, of course, at 9 o'clock tonight as well. But just stay tuned. Be weather aware, of course, today. Lots of resourceful tools, including our app that you can use just to stay up to date and make sure that you guys are safe and know the latest, as it can always change.
Absolutely. Right now, for those joining us, we appreciate you. Good morning. And once again here, you just heard from Byron Douglas. This will be recapped on our Facebook as well. So if you finish the stream here, we're going to wrap this up here at 8:45 right now. Hang in there for a second. It's going to be recoded, and you'll be able to watch it again if you want an update on that. And like Casey just said, another stream show coming up at 2:30, as well as our regular newscasts, 11, 12, 4, 5, 6, and 10. But for now, please enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you guys back here bright and early tomorrow.